We are underway here from the Hershey Center. Mill Rats control the tip. Doug Herring Jr. with the ball now, guarded by Alex Johnson. He finds Levette. Blackburn finds Anderson, and Anderson gets off to his scoring ways as he knocks down a three.
Well, we mentioned in the open, 23.9 points per game. He can stroke it.
This team is the best three-point shooting percentage team in the NBL, shooting just under 40% for the season.
And Anthony Anderson makes about 3 threes a game, so he's under a minute in. He's already a third of the way there.
Johnson with a nice jumper to start the power off. 3-2 under a minute into this game.
Alex Johnson had close to a triple-double the last time Mississauga played, which was last week against Brampton. 14 assists, 8 rebounds, 10 points. It's a great all-around game. Didn't get any calls from the refs either.
Shot put up by Herring Jr. at the buzzer is no good. Harris comes down with it. He's running the court. He finds Alex Johnson. Johnson tries to go to Ferguson. He gets it tapped back to him. Johnson pumps, drives, kicks. Williams Jr. tries to throw it back inside. Bo Harris was calling for it and didn't see him.
How many times, Jeremy, have we seen the opposing player just go flying in the air on an Alex Johnson shot fake? It's a great fake. He really looks like he's going to shoot the ball, which is, what you want when you're trying to make a shot fake.
Up top, NBL's Player of the Week. Lewis finds Harris. Harris pumps, steps in, floater is no good.
Part of that too is just the defenders not closing out properly, and everybody is so ultra athletic in this league that they're so excited to try to show that athleticism and block a shot that they get a little carried away with their closeout.
Levitt drives, steps back. His jumper does not fall. Almost a little bit of an offensive foul there as he used the forearm. Great pass there by Johnson. Picked off by Anderson, but Anderson can't stay in bounds. Right idea, though.
He had to lead him just a little bit more there. Right idea for Alex Johnson. When he's pushing the tempo, Mississauga's a better team.
Is it fair to say that this is firmly Alex Johnson and Morgan Lewis's squad now, as Lewis knocks down a jumper for a 4-2 lead, 4-3 lead?
Right there, on cue for Morgan Lewis. He's just been a beast these last couple of weeks, and NBL Player of the Week, double-digit rebounds his last 2 games.
He's now 4th in defensive rebounds per game, Morgan Lewis is, averaging 6.1 per game. Big rebound there by Ferguson.
Well, it's an outstanding number for a shooting guard, quite frankly. I'd love to see him crash the boards a little bit more on the offensive end, but, that's not really his job when the shot goes up. Your guards have to be the first players back.
Lewis finds Johnson. Johnson knocks down the 3, and the big 2 combining early for 7 points.
Well, Alex Johnson is just so much better when he shoots the ball with confidence, and he's been doing it the last few weeks. Taking the reins as the number 1 option on the point has just done wonders for a shot. And he struggled a little bit last week, well, a lot, 1 for 10, but part of that was he wasn't getting any calls, so he was making it a little bit more difficult on himself, taking shots that he wouldn't normally take for fear of not getting calls.
That being said, the fact that he didn't get calls, he still got to the line and got 10 points from the line.
Yeah, absolutely. He was dialed in offensively against Brampton.
Johnson looking for Ferguson on the pick and roll. Ferguson down low to Kirk Williams Jr. It's knocked away. Now Blackburn has it. Blackburn out and running the court. He's going to take it all the way and lays it in. No. Stopped at the rim, but he is fouled, so he will take a trip to the charity stripe.
I'd like to see Seamus Ferguson just gather himself there and not try to make – that's a tough entry pass. He tried to give it down low. He's the biggest guy on the floor. Make one dribble, bounce the guy off you a little bit, and drop a baby hook on him. It's as simple as that. But a lot of times players just get, they get so jittery when they get the ball down low that they're not sure what to do.
Foul was on Seamus Ferguson. A little confusion on the court. Blackburn makes 1 of 2. 7-4, 8:40 remaining here in the opening quarter. Mill Rats taking on the power here at the Hershey Center. Kirk Williams Jr., who had a heck of a game himself against the Brampton A's.
Well, outside of Morgan Lewis and Alex Johnson, Kirk Williams Jr. has been their best player the last few games.
Williams Jr. and Lewis combining for 67 points between the two of them.
I just love his tenacity on defense, and he posts up a little bit on offense. He can shoot the mid-range jumper. You know, last week we saw him taking step-back free throws. His free throw shooting has been a little bit off this season, but just a great competitor.
Lewis, his shot's off. Rebound, Bo Harris can't get two hands on it, and it's out of bounds.
Well, fortunately for Mississauga, St. John's, the Mill Rats don't rebound the ball very well at all.
They might be the only team that's worse at rebounding the ball.
Just barely worse than Mississauga. They're 45.4 in a game. That's good enough for last in the league. Mississauga checks in at 7th with 45.9. So whoever wins the battle of the boards here has a chance to take this game.
Well, there's an offensive rebound by Casey Love. And then Ferguson gets called for a foul.
Oh, Ferguson just had too much arm there as he was reaching for the ball. Love did a great job of keeping the ball high, which is what you want to do as a big man. Too many times you see them bring the ball down low.
You can't be letting this team beat you on the offensive glass as Anderson knocks down another jumper. This team is 9th in the NBL in offensive rebounds per game with 9.5.
I mean, you should be able to just get 9.5 offensive rebounds by being around the net. You know, the ball, just the way the ball bounces. So you're right. It's unacceptable if Mississauga gives up any more than that today.
Blackburn has the ball, trying to get it to Anderson Johnson with great D pressuring. He gives it up to Herring Jr. Herring Jr. guarded by Lewis. Lewis gets a screen from Love. Offensive foul. Moving screen, and with that, we'll see some subs for the first time tonight.
Well, Casey Love doesn't like it. The 6'9", 250
and without
center from Robert Morris.
And without Casey Love on the floor, that's a very small lineup for St. John.
Absolutely. Mississauga definitely has to take advantage, and they brought in their biggest guy, Daryl McCoy, 6'9", 270.
Lewis knocks down the triple, continuing his shooting stroke.
McCoy played his college ball at Drexler, where his last year he led the league or led the team in rebounding with almost 9 a game, doing it in 28 minutes of playing time. So very efficient rebounder.
Lewis with the steal. Williams Jr. able to corral it. He finds Johnson. Lewis for 3. Rebound McCoy finds Lewis.
Great pass.
He's going to slow it up and reset the offense. Guarded by Crookshank. He switches with Johnson. Johnson, behind the back dribble, gets to the hoop, and fouled by Levette.
What a great move from Alex Johnson, and finally getting a call. I know the defender got some ball there, but he definitely bumped Johnson on the way up. But what a move. Around the back. A little showtime. Court cuts.
10-6 power lead as the replay is played on the scoreboard. 6:27 remaining here in the first quarter as Johnson knocks down his first.
I like the energy level so far for Mississauga here. Looks like that win last week against Brampton has brought this team together. Their body language was just so dreadful these last few weeks, losing 16 of 17 games and just did not look engaged too many times there on the floor. But last week's win was great for this team, great for the fans, and great for the city.
Great spin move there by Levette, blocked by Harris. Harris gets the rebound on the Crookshank miss.
Well, just a beautiful block from Bo Harris, and then
Johnson,
the rebound.
Deep 3 in rhythm.
I play this guy in men's league in the summertime, and he lit up our team from downtown. I think he had 6 threes against us. Alex Johnson, don't let his size and his speed fool you. He can shoot the rock.
Johnson has 9 early. 15-8. Power lead with 5:49 left to go here in the opening frame.
Well, Mississauga led
10 already here in the opening quarter.
Well, Alex Johnson's looking like the NBL of Canada scoring leader. Not Anthony Anderson here with 10 quick points here.
Well, Anthony Anderson's not far behind as he's got 7 already, and he'll be at the line to make it 8 after getting the and 1. Anderson misses his free throw attempt, which is a little surprising as this team is the best free throw shooting team in the country, shooting just 78%. Johnson finds Williams Jr., and Williams Jr. finds the bucket. 10-point lead here for the Power, up 18-8.
Well, despite Kirk Williams Jr.'s struggles from the free throw line, he can shoot it. He can shoot it from 15 to 23 feet, especially when he's open. He's tall enough to get a shot over most defenders.
Levette takes it at Bo Harris, pumps, finds Herring Jr. Herring Jr. misses at the buzzer. Again, a late shot clock. Shot. Williams Jr. for 3. No good.
A little bit of a heat check there for KWJ as he takes the bounce pass on 2 bounces. You don't see that every day.
And this is a top and bottom battle as Anthony Anderson, I didn't hear him call glass.
Are you kidding me? He's got a little smile on his face. But when you're good, you got to be lucky. And when you're lucky, you got to be good.
He's got 10. As I was saying, top and bottom, Morgan Lewis raises a shot. It doesn't fall. McCoy with the rebound. The Millrats are first place in the Central Division as McCoy knocks down the jumper, while the Power are last place in the Central. Sorry, Atlantic for the Millrats, Central for the Power. And I think it shows a little bit of the disparity between the two conferences. Maybe the Central being a little stronger as Levette knocks down a triple.
Well, the Central Division has powerhouses, right? They have Londoners, the back-to-back champions, and Brampton's got a great team this year despite it being their first season. Ottawa is very solid, and Windsor's a great team as well. So you're right. This conference that Mississauga is in it's a tough one, but that's how you get better, right? You got to be the best. You got to compete against the best on a nightly basis, and that's what you get when you're playing in this conference.
Foul called on Eric Cruikshank. His first personal, so Morgan Lewis will be inbounding the ball with his team up 6. He finds Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson guarded by Raheem Singleton, the former London Lightning player. Lewis shakes, finds Harris. Harris, his runner doesn't go. And Blackburn's out and running for the Millrats. Left-handed layup at the rim, up and over Kirk Williams Jr.
Just an athletic finish for Blackburn.
And just like that, it's a 4-point game. 3:30 left to go here in the first.
Well, this team can score. We said it in the open. 105 points per game. Good for second in the league.
Lewis pass is picked off. Blackburn has Singleton. Singleton, easy layup. No contestation. 2-point game now. 2018 Power lead.
That's just lazy passes for Mississauga there.
Bo Harris at the elbow. Almost gets it taken away. Harris now going to take it right at Cruikshank. Johnson for 3. No. Rebound. Harris. Floater. No. Lewis taps it in. Counted, and the foul.
Well, I love the job that Mississauga is doing so far on the offensive glass. Daryl McCoy has 3 offensive rebounds himself. And there you see Morgan Lewis tipping it in while getting fouled. Mississauga, ultra athletic, putting it to good use here in the early going.
Into the game for the first time as a Mississauga Power player, George Williams, number 9, from Houston, Texas, and Wayland Baptist University. The cousin of former Mississauga player Nick O'Corey.
Well, if he can score like O'Corey, it'd be a great signing for Mississauga.
He has been said to be quite the shooter, and that is something you can never have too many of.
That's for darn
Shooters
sure.
are always welcome, and that's why we have Randy Urban here. He's a straight shooter and a shooter on the court, and Greg Williams, as advertised.
No rust. Doesn't even need to get warm. Just puts it up there and buries it.
And he draws an offensive foul. Loving it.
Oh, what a
Welcome
great,
to the squad.
What a great start for the cousin of Nick Okori.
And in will check David Seegers, the now backup point guard who has been with the Power on and off. He's was invited to their combine. He's been a practice player. And now he's finally getting his chance to play.
Well, Ashton Smith, not the first guy off the bench now. They try to get Seegers a look at the point.
Williams! Bang, bang! Another triple.
That is awesome. With Injun Moses out with an apparent hand or wrist injury, George Williams picking up the slack. Wow. What confidence come in and just take and make back-to-back jumpers.
Great D there by Williams. And he comes up with the rebound. He's leading the rush. He gives it to Williams Jr. Williams Jr. calling for Seegers. And that's the type of Seegers on the runner. His shot is long. And that's a good thing for Seegers is he's been with the team. He knows the offense, and he kind of knows the system. And it's easy to plug a player in that knows the system, whether he's been playing all season or not.
Absolutely. I think he's going to be a great pickup just from watching the first minute of him play. You know, you got to do something when you're 9-24. You got to make it happen one way or the other. You got to turn it around, and unfortunately, you got to try guys out and see how they do. And if they don't work, you got to ship them out and bring in guys that'll do it, get the job done. And so far, George Williams looking good.
Singleton knocks him down from the line. Seegers, McCoy. Back to Seegers. Seegers, Williams Jr. Williams Jr. from the elbow. Step back. Yes! Under a minute left to go. 29-21. Technical foul.
Well, Kirk Williams Jr. just got teed up. He's talking to him the whole game long, or the whole way down the court, and he would not stop, and the ref saw it. Put an end to it quickly, but Kirk Williams Jr. didn't even really stop after he got that first technical. So I'm not sure what was said by Crookshank to warrant such behavior, because Williams Jr.'s pretty workmanlike when it comes to getting up and down the court. He just puts his head down and gets back on D.
But that's not the first time he's been talking. I mean, last week they were giving it to him.
Absolutely. For whatever reason, he's, other players are talking to him constantly. But, I love that about him. He doesn't back down.
Anderson, a 79% free throw shooter, has missed twice tonight as he shot the technical, and it rimmed out.
Well, he's already got 11. Could have had 13 here in the first quarter, but 11's pretty good, Jeremy.
Singleton. Foul there on Greg Williams as he got beat off the dribble and knew it right away. That's their fifth foul, so that will send Singleton to the line as they are now in the bonus. 36.7 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter. 29-22 Power lead. Singleton trying to cut that deficit. And he does after making the first. Singleton, a 78% free throw shooter, knocks them both down, and it's a 29-24 game. Eric Petty Jr. into the game now for Kirk Williams Jr. We are 24 seconds left, 10 on the shot clock. McCoy's going to drive. Offensive ability limited. Petty Jr. gets the rebound and draws the foul. The headband threw me off a little bit there.
Well, he's just been a guy that gets after it ever since he's got here. I mean, relentless on the offensive glass. Coach Joseph loves that about him. So anytime you put that kind of effort getting the rebound, you're going to get minutes.
And I think that's a good sign of the players that they have brought in. The players all have a workman-like mentality. They don't mind doing the dirty work. They work hard, and it shows as Petty Jr. misses both free throws. McCoy comes down with the rebound. Under 10 seconds, he gets the layup.
Great minutes from McCoy, but you're right, Jeremy. I mean, they had to address the issue of rebounding. It was getting pretty pathetic here, getting out-rebounded by double digits constantly. You know, and I think they've addressed some of those issues, bringing in guys like Eric Petty Jr.
With the ball this second quarter, Greg Williams, Seegers, McCoy, Petty Jr., and Morgan Lewis. Morgan Lewis, the longest tenured power player on the court right now, and he only signed this season. His second stint with the team, of course. McCoy backing down, and he lost his footing there, and he's called for travel.
Well, he knew it, but that was pretty good defense by Tyrone Levitt as well. Kind of pulled the chair out from McCoy there as he was backing him down. It was a double dribble, a travel, you name it. He did it there on that possession.
Singleton, guarded by Williams. He gives it to Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson, who has not missed a field goal tonight, right on cue, knocks another.
That's like 3 times that's happened here, Jeremy. We're talking about a player, and he buries it, making us look good. But, wow, that guy can shoot the ball. You know, there's some great scorers in this league. And I love that they're all under 6 feet, too.
McCoy pumps, drives, uses glass, and, yeah, his offensive proficiency is limited around the rim. Pump fake by Levitt. Good D there by McCoy, where he really excels on the glass and on the defensive end. McCoy comes out.
Carry. Oh. I thought Herring Jr. held the ball a little bit there on that crossover.
Jonas Pierre will check in for Tyrone Levitt. Jonas Pierre is a large man, 6'11", 240. Singleton getting to the basket, and the layup is good. This is a one-possession game, 31-29, 10:36 left to go here in the second. Seegers puts his shot up. No good. Rebound McCoy. Tiptoes the line. Seegers finds Williams. Williams for 3. 3 for 3.
Wow,
He's got 9.
This time they closed out a little bit better. No matter. Just shoot it in his eye. What a great pickup so far. 9 points for...
Nice block there by Petty Jr., but it was too late as he was fouled, or Singleton was fouled before by Daryl McCoy, a non-shooting foul, so Herring Jr. will be on the inbound. Anthony looking for a pick and roll with Pierre. Out top to Herring Jr. Singleton for 3, strong. Rebound. Went long, but Eric Cruikshank called for a foul as he was pushing the back.
I don't know about you, Jeremy, but I want to see Kirk Williams Jr. get back in this game. Battle it with Cruikshank. But 34-29, Mississauga leads. So far, so good here in the second quarter.
Seegers running the offense. Elbow finds Petty Jr. Petty Jr. knocks it down.
Well,
Smooth elbow jumper.
I know we talked about Seegers, having some familiarity with the offense, but Jeremy, it's still hard when you have 4 guys on the court right now that haven't really played more than, 5 games for Mississauga. You got to see, and basketball is all about chemistry.
Williams, good rebound, stolen by Singleton, and Singleton, easy lane to the basket. He lays it in. Power have numbers the other way now as none of them got back on D. Seegers controlling the ball, has a lane, takes it. Offensive foul. Illegal screen called on McCoy. That's his third personal. He's quickly going to take a seat on the bench, and we'll check Seamus Ferguson, who's got 2 himself. So the big men are in trouble early here for the Power. Anthony, fade away. Yes! This guy will not miss. Seegers running the lane. Kicks to Lewis. Lewis instead slows it down along the perimeter. Back up top to Seegers. Seegers calling for a screen. Gets it from Ferguson. Wanted the pick and roll. Gives it to Lewis up top. Lewis. 5 on the shot clock. Guarded by Singleton. Step back. Front rim. Rebound, Herring Jr. Herring Jr. Up top to Anderson. Anderson crosses half court. Anderson, who has not missed.
6 of 6, Jeremy. He's got 16 points.
Deep three. There's the first miss. Right on cue. Williams, Hail Mary pass to Ferguson. Called out of bounds off the Power. Looked like it should have been off Anthony Anderson, but the ref calls it the other way.
Anderson did a great job to make it tough for Ferguson to even attempt that catch. Got in the way, got his hand, but then it went off Seamus Ferguson's hand. But Anthony Anderson, he had 40 on January 24th, 2 weeks ago, so he's on pace for that right now with 16 with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
He pumps from absurdly deep, and now he drives. Off the glass, no good. Rebound Ferguson.
Well,
and early and often, it really seems that he is their entire... What a pass by Williams to Seegers. Seegers gets his own rebound blocked. Everything is happening. Singleton, great pass there to Herring Jr. Herring Jr. fouled before the layup, but wow, what a sequence from both teams. As I was trying to say, it really seems like the entire offense is Anthony Anderson.
Well, when you got the skills that he possesses, I mean, you deserve the majority of the shots. You don't lead the league in scoring 24 points per game because you had a few lucky bounces along the way. This guy can fill it up.
So at the line, Herring Jr.
You know, Anthony Anderson, 2.8 threes per game. Third in the league. He's also third in the league in assists. You know, he takes a lot of shots, but he gives you 6.2 assists every game.
Jermaine Blackburn tips it in on the free throw miss. This is a 1-point game, 36-35, 7:20 left to go here in the first half. Ashton Smith in now. Ferguson spins. Almost a great block by Pierre. Instead, it's a foul, and will send Ferguson to the line.
Well, I like the aggressiveness, and I like the move for Seamus Ferguson. I like to see more of that from the big man. But he has got a big body to contend with down low, and Jonas Pierre, like you said, 6'11", 240. 6'11", I think he should be a little heavier than 240. He's not the heaviest guy in the league, but neither is Seamus Ferguson.
Ferguson's from the University of Ottawa. His alma mater was at my alma mater, at Ryerson University. 2 of the top 5 teams in the country went head-to-head last weekend. Friday night, it was quite the battle, and we were both there in attendance to watch. Unfortunately for me, his team came up out on top.
Close game?
It was. It was an incredibly close game. Ottawa's one of the best shooting teams in the country, one of the highest octane offense. Ryerson, one of the best defensive teams in the country. So it was
Carleton number 1.
They still are, and they played Ryerson to a close match. Ryerson only losing by 3. So CIS as a whole is becoming a great feeder system for this league and just great Canadian basketball.
Well, the job that Carleton's has done over the last decade is
with Coach Dave Smart is incredible.
It's been unmatched. I mean, if you want to mimic a program, that's the one to do it. You know, he's just, when he doesn't win, you wonder why, and that doesn't happen very often.
Incredible talent on that team. Philip Scrub, who played with Team Canada, trained with them.
Well, part of it too is he just gets the most out of his players. They don't always have the most talented guys or the fastest guys or the guys that can jump the highest, but man, can every one of those players shoot the 3? Every one of those players can dribble. I mean, he preaches fundamentals. He preaches a brand of basketball that's just nonstop offense. They just drive and kick, and it just tires out the defense.
And I think one of the great things about the NBL Canada and the league coming into its own is it gives CIS players another level. It gives them another option once school is finished to continue playing their basketball careers.
Absolutely, and it, a lot of times people come out of university and they don't know what they want to do with their life, and if you can continue to play basketball and get paid for it, that's just a great option.
And there's definitely more than enough players that have the talent to play at a next level.
Absolutely. I mean, Canada is just a breeding ground right now for basketball players, it seems like, with the Wiggins hype and Anthony Bennett. I know he's been much maligned as a first overall draft pick, but put up 14-8 and 15-8 in the last week and a half, so he's starting to put it together for the Cavs.
Singleton driving, kicks. Anderson now in the corner. Puts a shot up and knocks it down with the hand in his face. St. John's on top for the first time tonight. They lead 39-37. 6 minutes left to go here in the second.
Well, 19 points for Anthony Anderson, shooting 7 of 9. Jeremy,
he might beat 40.
Well, if Mississauga, I was just going to say, if they're not careful, he's going to get 40 and some.
He's got it now. He gives it to Herring Jr.
The good thing about Anderson, he's going to just make it when the guy's right in his face. Doesn't even matter. He doesn't even need open shots. He just needs shots.
Jr. gives it to Singleton. Singleton guarded by Smith. He tries to split the D, fouled along the way, and he'll be shooting two.
I think Mississauga looks a little bit tired. Their defense is...
Offensive dried up.
Yeah, the offense is dried up, but their defense is... The energy's a little bit low. I mean, they're down a few players. You lose a guy like McCombs, there's an adjustment period. We've got the regular host is sick today, I guess, and we got our man Jesse out there running the extracurricular activities in between timeouts. Shout out to Jesse, does a great job making these broadcasts, making these games happen here in Mississauga. The whole crew doing a great job.
Singleton misses his first free throw. And for a team that is first in the league, they haven't been hitting their free throws, only 50%. As right on cue, Singleton goes 1 of 2.
It's 20 points now. Oh, no, excuse me. I thought that was Anthony Anderson at the line. It was Singleton.
Don't worry, he'll get there soon enough.
Yeah, he'll be there. I mean, we got 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. He's got 19.
Williams pumps. Up top to Johnson. He pumps, steps in. Deep three. No good, front rim. Rebound, Anderson. Headmans to Blackburn. Blackburn finds Herring Jr. Herring Jr. missed. Blackburn with the rebound. Can't get it to go. Williams with the rebound.
Well, Blackburn
up
got
to
hit.
Johnson. Johnson tries to split the D. Draws the foul. And Coach Rob Spawn right away says, ref, you missed that one.
Yeah, Blackburn got hit on his way up, and then, back the other way, Alex Johnson. Little ticky-tack foul against him, but, he'll take it. Didn't get any of those last week, that's for sure. I hope I don't get fined. Talking about the refs. Commish, if you're listening, I apologize. It's just what I saw.
40-37, Power down by 3. Johnson up top. Williams now. Deep 2. Can't get it to fall. Anderson has it, and he's out and running. He crosses half court. Trying to back down Johnson. Now down low in the block to Levette. Levette working on Williams. He spins away from the basket. Now somehow gets underneath and gets his layup to fall.
Well, a series of fakes and pivots and great patience there to get the bucket. Now 5-point lead for the Mill Rats.
Johnson. Almost a double dribble. Carry. Down low to Ferguson. Pierre getting a little overzealous, and he's going to take a foul there.
Pierre
he said right away.
Yeah, he knew it as he hit the deck. My bad. My foul. Just in case anyone was confused, which nobody was, but I appreciate the acknowledgement.
Kirk Williams Jr. and his fiery self get back into the game, as well as Morgan Lewis.
Well, I'd like to see Cruikshank get back in here now. Start a little fire.
Johnson Ashton Smith trying to run, and that's going to be a foul on Singleton? No, Levette. As he restricted Smith from making his cut, and that will send him to the line as they are now in the bonus. So Smith trying to cut into this 5-point deficit.
Well, Levette's wondering what he's doing wrong. He's like literally asking the ref, what am I doing? It's causing these fouls. I'm speechless.
5-point deficit for Mississauga. Down at 4:10 left here in the second.
Smith at the line. Knocks down one of two. 4-point game with just 4:10 left to go here in the first half. Lewis, Harris, Smith, Johnson, and Williams Jr. on the floor for the Power. Johnson hits the deck. He's backed and recovering. Herring Jr. Guarded by Smith. Step back. Jumper. No. Rebound. Harris Jr. Or Bo Harris. Kicks. Finds Smith. Great find there.
That's just a wonderful pass from Bo Harris and Ashton Smith doing what you're supposed to do. Run in the lanes. Got to get wide. Create a passing lane.
Levette. Left-handed layup. I thought he had a chance to kick to Anderson there, sitting in the corner, but instead he takes it himself and he loses possession.
That's a couple of times Anderson has been wide open all alone outside the three-point line, and Millrats.
And that brings up my next question. How is Anthony Anderson wide open in the corner?
The transition, a lot of times players just don't get back. They don't take the closest man to them. There's not enough communication, not enough talk. But you're right. If you want to find anybody, get out on Anthony Anderson.
Levette down low in the block. Trying to take it at Harris. Spins. Offensive foul. Maybe a bit of a flop, but the ref doesn't see it.
Not maybe a bit of a flop. That was a massive flop. I know it's going Mississauga's way, but even Bo Harris has a huge smile on his face. He's walking down the court. I mean, that was just a great move from Levette. I mean, I'd do that again if I had the chance.
2-point game, under 3 left to go here in the first half. Johnson finds Smith. Smith for 3. Short, finds rim. Lewis, great rebound and pass, and Smith.
Oh, that's
that's
Kirk Williams.
Kirk Williams Jr. is down, and he is in a lot of pain. He's writhing on the floor.
This is not good.
I'm not sure what's hurt. It might be his knee.
The replay shows he took an elbow to the side of the head. Now Bo Harris is letting Tyrone Levitt hear about it. You got to keep your elbows down. That stuff is dirty. He's letting him know, but Kirk Williams Jr. thankfully is okay. It looks to be okay as he gets up. I mean, this, Jeremy, we've seen this before. I think this could get a little bit more chippy as this game goes on.
Yeah, it looks like he got a forearm shiver to the head. I mean, and with all we know about concussions now, we hope that this isn't serious and it's just, a bit of a knock and only a bruise. But
well, he's not coming back in the game right now. He's walking off the court.
Looks like he's headed straight to the dressing room, which is a smart decision.
You got to get checked out.
It doesn't matter if it is severe or not right now, but if you think you have a concussion or anything like that, you right to the locker room. So it'll be power ball, 2:43, 2-point game as the Millrats lead. Kirk Williams Jr. heading to the locker room. Johnson has a lane. Finds Lewis. Up top. Now trying to go down low to Harris. Harris swings. Johnson steps in. Jumper's long. Blackburn trying to take it himself. Stops, pops. Fouled by Smith.
Well, apparently the replay of that elbow against Kirk Williams Jr. is brutal. It looks deliberate. And I'm unsure why the refs didn't see it.
And Williams Jr. just checking back into the game after receiving his first technical. And this is only the second time these two teams have played all season. Why is there bad blood?
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
obviously you play the game with intensity and with a purpose, but
nobody
it's escalated quickly.
Well, nobody likes getting elbowed in the head, and there's players that are a little bit more careless, I'll say, with their appendages, and I couldn't stand playing against guys like that because, but there's battles down low in the post. There's elbows to heads. There's, knee on knee stuff. I always walk out of a basketball game or the next morning and go, how did that happen? I don't remember because your adrenaline is so high, but all of a sudden you've got all these mystery bruises.
Lewis has it now, just under 2 minutes to go. Lewis, Petty Jr., he knocks down the jumper.
Well,
Great give and go there.
I like that because Morgan Lewis had Anderson on him, the much smaller Anderson, and it caused the defense to sag a little bit, leaving Petty Jr. open, and Morgan Lewis found him.
Lewis offensively has slowed down a little bit, but contributing in other ways is Harris with a great block. But Dane Smith gets his own rebound. Morgan Lewis has 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. 46-42, 1:30 left to go here in the first half. Lewis spins baseline, finds Petty Jr. Petty Jr., he misses. Rebound Dane Smith.
Well, the connection didn't work a second time, but great idea again, Morgan Lewis.
Lewis almost had a steal there. Blackburn guarded by Petty Jr. Deep three. No, rebound Williams. Williams spins away from Smith, and he's going to take it up the court himself. He crosses half court.
I like the ball handling from George Williams. I know he's come in here and made a bunch of shots, but competent ball handler, bringing the ball under some pressure.
Under a minute to go, 5 on the shot clock. Johnson running, kicks to Williams for 3. Off, Bo Harris. Rebound, gets to the basket, yes. 2-point game. Singleton runs, dishes, blocked by Crookshank, or missed by Crookshank. Lewis gets the rebound, he's fouled, and he will head to the line to tie the game.
Well, Bo Harris changed that shot, and it caused what could have been a 4-point lead into a chance for Mississauga to tie this game here with Morgan Lewis stepping to the free throw line. He was outstanding last week, 14 of 15 from the charity stripe. Part of his 34 points? 37 points. That's why they pay you the big bucks, Jeremy.
2 short of his career high 39, which he set this season. And we've seen different stages of Morgan Lewis this season. He's really kind of evolved as a complete player. I mean, earlier in the season, he was kind of the high flyer. I wouldn't say selfish, but more me-oriented. Whereas now he seems to really be accepting his role on the team and just being all about it as Anthony Anderson nails another triple.
Speaking of all about it, this guy is just unconscious right now. 22 points, 5 of 6 from downtown. And Jeremy, I mean, the last 3 threes he's made, there's a guy right in his face. This time Morgan Lewis was draped all over him.
5 on the game clock. Johnson. Lewis gets it. He thought he was fouled and scrambled play at the end of the first half, but after leading the first quarter,
secondary break options, giving up offensive rebounds. The transition defense wasn't very good at all. But I don't know what else you got to do to Anthony Anderson. You had a hand in his face for, most of the game, and he still put up 22 points. I mean, he's just a great player, a great scorer. He's 2 points away from his season average, but somebody's got to take it personally and just try to lock him up, frustrate him.
Power lost that quarter by 10, and they find themselves down 3 to start the second half. Johnson has it now. He's open along the perimeter, finds Lewis. Lewis gets poked in the eye, and the ref's going to call time. I don't believe he's calling a foul. So it'll be power ball underneath the basket. They will just be inbounding 10 on the shot clock. Bo Harris calling out instructions. The starting lineup is on the floor, which means Kirk Williams Jr. on the return. Morgan Lewis knocks down the early jumper, and he's starting the second half the way he started the first.
Well, that was just in rhythm off the inbounds pass. Beautiful catch and shoot.
And
knocks down the Jimmy.
That's been a very good play for the Power all season. First with Okori, then Johnson, now Johnson or Lewis. Lewis and Johnson getting mixed up. Pass out of bounds as Lewis wanted Lewis to go up with it.
Well, the pass
Lewis was going
there.
out.
The pass was there right when Alex Johnson had the ball, but then when he couldn't make that initial pass, Morgan Lewis had to finish running the lane and ended up being not in the spot that Alex Johnson wanted him to be.
Great strip there by Ferguson. Great pass by Bo Harris. Ferguson there to clean it up. And the Power back up on top, 50-49.
That's two beautiful passes from Bo Harris today. His court vision is, underappreciated.
And just like that, Levette changes that. So 52-50 now for the Mill Rats. Lewis, down low to Williams Jr. He goes off glass and in.
I love the way Mississauga shares the ball. When they're playing at this level, playing with this sort of intensity on the offensive end, playing unselfishly, they're just a fun team to watch. And that's now 3 straight field goals, all on assists.
Teams trading buckets. Blackburn. Casey Love. Haven't seen him since the first half when he picked up his fouls. Lewis, great move, gets to the basket. Ferguson gets the rebound, draws contact. Lewis finds the loose ball, takes it to the rim, off glass. Ferguson gets the rebound, kicks out to Johnson. Johnson swings to Harris. Harris slows it down. Fresh shot clock.
Seamus Ferguson all over the offensive glass. I love that.
Johnson splits the D, kicks. Lewis had a shot, didn't take it. Finds Williams Jr. Williams Jr. miss. Gets his own rebound. Fresh 24. Looking for Lewis under the basket. Knocked away by Levette. So it'll be Power ball underneath the basket.
Jeremy, I was mistaken. I said 3 straight field goals, 3 straight assists. That was incorrect. Bo Harris didn't lead to a field goal. It was a tip-in from Seamus. My apologies.
He had a contributing hand in the bucket.
The hockey
Williams
assist.
Jr. Great move under the basket with the pump and then off the glass.
Well, you talk about what went wrong in that second quarter for Mississauga, and I think just having Kirk Williams Jr. not on the floor was part of the problem there. He took that vicious elbow to the head and got teed up before that, led to some limited minutes in that second quarter. And so far he's got 4 points here early in the third. Kirk Williams Jr. is just playing outstanding basketball. He's wearing shoes that I wore in grade 10 for my basketball team.
Morgan Lewis picking up his second foul there. And he just picked up his third. As he was working the elbow, and that's going to be something Coach Joseph's got to be worried about. And he says right away, Morgan, relax. You've got 3. I need you.
Yeah, you need him. You've got a bunch of guys that haven't played many games here on your bench. And
Morgan Lewis clearly scared there to take another foul. As Herring Jr. got all the way around him. Power going back the other way, and they throw it away. Miscommunication.
Does there something not strike you with this team, though, Jeremy? Even though, they're only up 2, they're just playing relaxed. They're trying to find the open guy. It looks like basketball is fun again, despite their record. And
even when the play doesn't necessarily go their way, the looks are there. They're finding the right person, the right play. It's just not always connecting.
Absolutely. And as good as Dwight McCombs was, there was times where he sort of
lazy.
His effort wasn't always there. You said lazy, but yeah. I mean, late getting back at times, and KWJ 6 points here in the third quarter. Love this guy.
He's got 9 for the game. Levette catch and shoot. Halfway down. And then all the way down. 1 point game, 56-55. Power lead, just over 8 to go here in the third.
Well, it just seems like, going back to that last point we were making, it just seems like this team is all in for each other right now. And it shows on the court.
And Levette picks up another. That's going to be his 5th personal.
Is that Kendrick Perkins out there? 5 points, 5 fouls.
And they're going to leave him in. So Levette's got 5. Coach Spahn less than happy to find out that Levette has 5 fouls. He thought he only had 4. (56-55), 7:47 to go here in the 3rd.
Wow, I mean, whether he's got 5 or 4 fouls, Coach Spahn is saying that Coach Spahn is not happy right now. He's saying his halftime sheet showed him having just 3, so that would make him having 4 now.
The ref taking a look at it here, talking to the scorer's table.
Frankly, he should have 7 fouls the way he's using his elbows. I won't tell Coach Spahn that, though. He looks like he's about ready to...
Yeah, probably not the right time to be telling him
somebody.
that. So the ref trying to make sure that everything is correct. So everything has been taken care of. Spahn now yelling at
I believe that's his
someone.
Statistician. I don't know. He's yelling at someone that apparently has given him the wrong information.
Well, a foul there on Jermaine Blackburn as we get back into the action. So 1 point lead for the Power. They have the ball.
That's an interesting demeanor this Millrat squad has. I mean,
only 3 guys on the bench.
One guy's wandering around behind. One guy's way off by himself. Coach seems to be disappointed.
Spahn now trying to really get anyone to listen to him, as he's trying to talk to us and just... But moving on from that, Power turn it away. So still a 1 point game. Bo Harris pokes it, knocks it out of bounds. He thought it should be Power ball. Morgan Lewis shouting words of encouragement.
You know, to Coach Spahn's credit,
he's not wrong. There were 3 fouls on the halftime sheet.
Yeah.
So the mystery of the 4th foul continues. Blackburn gets to the lane. He's fouled. Do not count that basket, even though it was a lovely putback there by Crookshank. Blackburn will step to the line to shoot 2 and possibly regain the lead.
This game is so disjointed right now. I mean, is this basketball or... I don't even know. I don't even have a comparison. What other game is disjointed?
Checkers? I don't know.
Checkers. I like it. Let's go with checkers.
Blackburn makes his first, so this game's tied at 56. The last 40 seconds have taken 2 minutes to play. Maybe more.
56 here.
Blackburn makes both, and he regains the lead. He and Lewis are chatting down the court, both laughing at each other. I'm not sure if it's friendly laughter or...
No, who can tell anymore? I mean, suffice to say, Jeremy, this game's going to get interesting the rest of the way.
Deep 3 by Harris. Front rim. Blackburn with the rebound. He had mans to Herring Jr. Herring Jr., Singleton. Singleton in the corner. He brings it out.
It was just a little bit outside of Bo Harris's range. He's a decent three-point shooter, but not 3 or 4 feet out.
Singleton goes to Crookshank. Crookshank, Herring Jr. Herring Jr. back to Singleton. Singleton for three. Lewis gathers the rebound. He's out and running, crosses half court. He's got time and space. He rises for the jumper. No good. Harris put back. Yes. Flying in for the rebound.
Well, I love the offensive rebounding that Mississauga is putting out there today.
16 offensive boards.
16 out of their 38 rebounds. They're up double digits in the rebounding department.
We can't say that often.
No, you can't. 26 just for...
Lewis with the steal. He's got Johnson. Johnson back to Lewis. Boom!
Whoa!
Lewis takes flight.
Whoa, doctor. You know, that was just a great play all around because Alex Johnson's first pass that he got was too far behind him, but he gathered it, threw it up there beautifully.
Power lead by 3 here in the third and have outscored the Mill Rats 14-8 here in this quarter. Haven't seen much of Anthony Anderson to start. And they finally get the ball in his hands. Guarded by Johnson.
Well, every time you mention his name, it seems like he put up a jumper and buried it, Jeremy, so I'd keep it down over there.
Blackburn. So I believe it's going to be shooting 2. He is shooting 2. Jermaine Blackburn at the line. He knocked down his last 2. Blackburn, a 91% free throw shooter, so expect him to knock these 2 down. Blackburn from Fluorescence, Montana.
He's having a great game right now. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
The Boise State grad, an underrated basketball school, I think, Is
their basketball court blue?
I don't believe so, but they have a giant Bronco that spans almost the entire length of the court.
A Bronco?
Yeah,
Really?
Boise State Broncos.
They have the whole, like the painted on it's
The
not
head,
just
the
in
head
middle.
almost covers the entire court.
That's amazing. I might do that for my bedroom. Maybe not a Bronco, but I don't know. Like
Johnson with the 3, no
A
good.
Raptor.
McCoy, 2 offensive rebounds. Now 3, can't get the 4th. Herring Jr. running the floor, alley-oop to no one as Lewis sends that away.
well, he got a
Johnson,
little bit carried away
Harris,
there.
Williams Jr. blocks at the rim, gets his own rebound, and it falls.
Just relentless on the offensive glass. I love the way Mississauga's running the lanes, making buckets in transition. Kirk Williams Jr. staying with it now. He's got 8 in the quarter.
Anthony and Singleton have a little give and go. Anthony has it now, guarded by Johnson. Herring Jr. Blackburn, yes! Tie ball game. 62-62, under 5 to go here in the third.
Oh, it's now 15, 5 and 5 for Blackburn. Great all-around game.
Johnson. McCoy looking for Lewis. Lewis, McCoy. Great move, can't finish.
Got to finish that, big man. I like the pass. I like McCoy going to the open spot. Silly foul there by Bo Harris, and he knows it.
Harris picking up his 3rd. Harris quiet offensively, 4 points. And as you said, it still looks like he's trying to get back into rhythm. We haven't quite seen that put his head down and drive.
Yeah, well, Bo Harris, it seems like to get back to that, he's at least trying to distribute the ball a little bit better and set some wonderful passes here tonight. When your shot's not falling or your offense isn't clicking the way you're used to, any way you can help, get involved in the game. Key rebounds, key assists, great defense.
Assists are as nice as buckets because that means someone's scoring.
Absolutely.
Williams back into the game, and his first jumper is off. Lewis fighting for the rebound. He can't get it, and he comes up limping. Singleton. Anderson. 3. No. Lewis rebound.
Every time he shoots it, I think it's going in, Jeremy.
Johnson in the corner. Dish from Lewis. Short. Rebound Blackburn. He throws it away. Williams, he's fouled, and he will take a trip to the line. Sloppy basketball by both teams. Mill Rats lead by 1, 63-62.
What is a mill rat?
Williams at the line.
I mean, that's not very inviting.
What is it?
I don't think your nickname should be inviting, but you shouldn't be grossed out by the nickname. And I'm kind of grossed out by a mill rat if it is what I think it is.
What exactly do you think it is?
A rat around the mill?
That would make sense.
Do you have a better option?
Just a baller. Someone who works hard and does the greasy stuff on the court.
All right. Let's go with that.
64-63 power lead. As Randy looks up what a mill rat is, and Eric Cruikshank deposits a lovely dunk. Johnson with his team trailing by 1 now. Great find underneath the basket as Kirk Williams Jr. is there to lay it in. Both teams trading the lead. Singleton drives, spins, great move to the basket, can't get the bounce. Pierre turns it over. Johnson with Lewis. Again! Lewis lays it in effortlessly.
Well, I found mill rat on Urban Dictionary, but I don't think that is what they were going for. It's talking about an artist in Tempe, Arizona. Pretty sure that that's not who they're naming their team after. But Alex Johnson just continues to find the open man. Mississauga in general is just doing a great job getting easy buckets. 14 of their first 17 made field goals was from an assist, and it's been more of the same here in the third quarter as they open up what is now a 2-point lead after Singleton buries the first free throw. 2:50 to go in the third quarter.
Singleton makes his second, and for the first time in a long time, we see the return of Mark Gomilia.
Well, it's great to get him back on the court if you're Mississauga. He's just a very solid two-way player. Doesn't try to do too much, knows his role, makes shots, runs the offense. Great field goal percentage from this guy.
Gomilia. Williams now. His shot's off McCoy. Strong rebound. He drew the foul, and man, that is a large body underneath the hoop.
Wow.
Jonas Pierre takes the foul.
I mean, he just got muscled to the ground there by McCoy. Take no prisoners, McCoy.
That is one big man on another large man.
Just leave that one alone. I'll just talk about the free throws now, Jeremy.
McCoy misses his first and knocks down his second. 2-point lead restored. 69-67, 2:25 left to go here in the third. Gomilia D'ing up. Herring Jr.
For what it's worth, sorry, Jeremy, for what it's worth, Mississauga's done a great job on Anderson in this quarter. Just 1 point, and you could see Alex Johnson just stuck to him like glue.
Only 1 point in this half so far for Anderson, but we know he can get hot in a hurry. And that's going to be a foul on Alex Johnson as he was holding Anthony and Coach David Joseph yelling at the ref from across the court. You can't see that from here. You're on the other side.
Well, foul or no foul, it was called, and, these are just free points for Anthony Anderson.
Anderson, whose only points of the quarter have come from the free throw line, looking to tie the game, and he does. 69-69, 2 minutes to go here in the third.
25 now for AA.
Johnson, McCoy, almost gave it away. Johnson gets it back along the perimeter. Petty Jr. down to McCoy. McCoy working down low. Johnson swings to Williams. Williams, yes! The three.
Oh, just great ball movement. That's how you got to do it. Work inside out. Draw the defense. It sags a little bit, leads to open shots on the perimeter.
Johnson sticking on Anderson. Anderson spins baseline. He runs into McCoy, out of bounds. Somehow the ref says Anderson got that off before he was out of bounds.
No, he threw it. Yeah, he threw it off.
But it looked like he was out of bounds already.
Yeah, that's a great point by you.
But Bo Harris is loving it. I'm not sure what, but he's loving the defensive intensity. Anderson now driving the lane. Nowhere to go as they are just clogging all over him. Great find, though, for Singleton. He misses and he hits the deck hard. Petty Jr., Gomilia. Welcome back, Mark Gomilia.
I think Singleton took a shot where no man wants it. He is in big-time pain right now, and he motions over to the physiotherapist.
You can't help me here.
You can't help me here. Just got to walk it off. And, of course, that seems to eliminate the pain. Just a little
Milrat's
tidbit.
trying to catch the power sleeping. Crookshank. Pierre. Oh, an almost aggressive putback. Johnson running the floor. Has options instead, brings it back out, and he's going to slow it down with his team up 74-69.
That's just great decision-making by Alex Johnson. Didn't want to force a pass there. Unfortunately, Petty Jr. getting called for a illegal screen, but Alex Johnson's just making huge strides as a point guard running this team.
Petty Jr. going to be called for an offensive foul. Under a minute left to go, 5-point lead for the Power.
Johnson with 10 points, 7 assists here tonight.
Johnson all over Anthony. Double team coming. McCoy's got to get back. In the corner, Crookshank takes it, way off. Rebound Pierre. Gives it to Anderson. Anderson's first field goal of the quarter.
That's 27 from Double-A here today. Having himself a game. You know he's going to be right there in the
Johnson,
fourth.
clear lane to the basket. Swatted away by Pierre.
Well, the lane was open because Pierre was just waiting for him, begging Johnson to come down the lane like that with the left hand. He was skulking.
Offensive foul called on McCoy, and just stunned disbelief from the Power bench.
No, McCoy's not arguing too much, so when a basketball player doesn't argue the call, pretty sure it was the right call.
4 seconds differentiate the shot clock and game clock.
Feels like arguing is in basketball players' blood.
Johnson guarding Anthony Anderson.
That can't go in.
It doesn't matter because Anderson does that.
30 points now for the league's leading scorer.
Johnson with a response. It falls just short. So at the end of 3, this game is tied 74-74. Fourth quarter about to begin. 74-74. Millrats start with the ball, and we are underway.
46-32 rebounding edge for Mississauga. And again, 24 assists, Jeremy, on 28 made field goals. So wonderful effort sharing the ball for Mississauga.
Singleton's first shot of the quarter is off. Petty Jr. with the rebound. Williams, McCoy, Gomilia, Johnson join Petty Jr. on the floor. Anderson, Blackburn, Singleton, counted at 1.
Wow, that's just a tough finish from Singleton. Took the contact. Took it hard, too.
Singleton with the tough basket with contact. Send him to the line to complete the 3-point play and give his team a 3-point lead. And he does.
Well, it's winning time here. Fourth quarter, Mississauga's got to build off that strong third quarter where they outscored the Mill Rats by 3, 28-25.
Johnson, 10 on the shot clock. Finds Williams. Williams, the sharpshooter. He gets to the lane and high off the glass.
You You gotta play it like it's the beginning of the game, Jeremy. You know, it's a tie game going into the fourth. You just gotta win one quarter, all out, 12 minutes.
Anderson, deep three, no good. Pierre comes down with the rebound. Singleton goes around the screen, easy lane, finds Crookshank, and Crookshank goes off glass, calling for a foul. His team's up 3.
I'm gonna have to agree with him. It looked like he got hacked on the way up there. Great finish, no less, from Crookshank.
Johnson has time and space, finds McCoy, and he takes the easy lay into the bucket. 1 point game now.
Well, I don't know how that pass got through, but just 8 assists now for Alex Johnson. Back-to-back great games for the point guard.
Check back in for Mississauga. That, of course, is Morgan Lewis, Kirk Williams Jr. and Harris.
Starters coming back into the game here. Mark Camilli will take a seat, as will Williams and Petty Jr. Bo Harris will check in, Morgan Lewis and KWJ. 79-78, Millrats lead. Singleton at the line.
Singleton making his first. And his second, restoring the 3-point lead, 81-78. 10:20 to go here in the fourth. Lewis wasn't quite expecting that pass from Johnson. Williams Jr. now in the low post. Backing down Crookshank. He draws the foul.
Well, there's the matchup I've been wanting since the first quarter. But, you know, Kirk Williams Jr. is just so effective in the low post. He's just so strong, and you know, his height doesn't help, or doesn't hurt, but you know, he's just so tough down there. Tough to stop when he gets his shoulder down. He's pounding it.
Crookshank picks up his fourth. Johnson down low to Lewis now. Working a little inside out. Lewis, fade away. No good. Off Crookshank and out. It'll be power ball with a fresh shot clock.
Crookshank feels like he's getting the short end of every stick here.
Up top to Williams Jr. Makes a move. Poke loose. Johnson regains possession. He's got time, space, and a 3.
Oh, shot clock was at 18. Johnson just stepped into one there, buried it.
Kirk Williams Jr. getting tripped up and falling in to Singleton, causing a foul. So Williams Jr. picks up his second. He's safe from foul trouble. He's got 15 points.
Alex Johnson,
Working on a double-double here.
13 and 9.
Anderson, great find as he gets Pierre going up.
Mississauga's got to stop somebody here in the fourth quarter. Right now, they're not doing a very good job on defense.
Williams Jr. He misses, but McCoy cleans up the garbage.
I like the way that Coach Joseph has left McCoy in this game. He gives you a little bit more offensively, a bit of a wider body than Seamus Ferguson. Well, he'll get tired, so you'll see Seamus Ferguson might be in this quarter as well.
Blackburn drives. Almost turns it over. Now does. McCoy. Johnson sees Lewis. There it is.
That was just a wonderful pass from McCoy. It was like, who's he passing to? And there was Alex Johnson, the other end of the court, throwing up an alley-oop to Morgan Lewis. Wow.
Lewis and Johnson connect
What a way to
on some of the most beautiful alley-oops.
What a way to get your 10th assist, Jeremy. Just the way they drew it up.
Back up on top. 2-point game. 8:30 to go. Singleton somehow keeps his dribble off the glass using the left hand. Great bucket.
Singleton and Anthony Anderson aren't the biggest guys on the court, but boy, are they fighters. And they finish in the paint better than most big men.
Harris taking it to the hoop. He draws contact, and he'll be shooting 2 from the line. Harris, quiet night offensively. 4 points, but 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Well-rounded game.
Well, we see a little bit of everything from Bo Harris. You know, if his shot's not dropping, he's, like we talked about, he's making an effort to do the little back of any of his teammates. Gotta make your free throws.
Tie game here at 85.
Mississauga's fortunate that Millrats haven't shot the ball from the free throw line very well at all this game. Morgan
Lewis with a quick steal off. Harris misses both, and that's big. Johnson now finds Lewis. Lewis covered by Blackburn. He gives it to McCoy. McCoy pumps, takes it, knocks it down. The big man showing a little bit of range.
Beautiful assist about a minute ago, and then nothing but net on the jumper.
5 players in double figures for the Power.
Boy, 11.6 rebounds. Great. This is the best game we've seen for him as
Johnson, great steal. He's out and running with Lewis again. And he was thinking about it and just lost it at the last second. Ref's going to talk about it, see whose ball it is. It will be Power basketball underneath the hoop. 87-85 Power lead. Power ball. Time out, Millrats. From the Power.
continue to share the ball at a high rate. Almost every field goal is coming from an assist. I would like to see their defense step up a little bit, but Mississauga in the fourth quarter, as soon as they get the lead, they're a great front-running team, so their energy just goes up, and I'd like to see that continue here.
Singleton, all alone, instead will now bring the ball out and regroup. Herring Jr., Blackburn, on Williams Jr., great pass to Pierre, he swings. 3 by Singleton. They're on top by 1.
I know we talked about Anthony Anderson, 30 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, but Singleton is having himself a pretty nice game as well as backcourt mate with 21, 2 and 2.
Williams Jr. 5 on the shot clock. Johnson takes it, contested, yes! Gets the floater.
Shot that from his hip. What a finish.
Easy lane there for Herring Jr., and he deposits that.
That's a complete defensive breakdown from Mississauga there. They got caught looking around. Everybody was expecting the help to come from somebody else, and it led to an open dunk here. And a 1-point lead for the Millrats with 6:20 to go in the fourth.
Morgan Lewis. McCoy, elbow jumper, not quite enough. 1-point game. Singleton takes it right at McCoy. Herring Jr. now. He slows it down, guarded by Lewis. Lewis all over him. Singleton up top. He's waiting. He's got 8 on the shot clock, guarded by Williams Jr. Singleton takes it right at him. 4, 3. Herring Jr. puts it up. No good. Rebound McCoy. And he turns it over. Pierre getting a hand in the face. Now Blackburn swings the court. Johnson gets the rebound on the Pierre putback miss. Johnson crosses half court. He's got a lane, finds Williams Jr. He goes down hard. And he's not moving. He seems to be okay, just taking a beating tonight.
He did that last week, too, against Brampton. It seems like every time you hear a little earthquake, it's Kirk Williams Jr. hitting the floor. But just, what a great fast break from Alex Johnson there. He just does, they're just flat out the worst rebounding team in the country, which they are. 45 a game. A shade more than, or shade less than Mississauga.
So Williams Jr. and his step back free throw, deep step back this time. He misses. He'll have another opportunity to tie the game at 90.
I think he's going to go back to the regular line here. He steps up with his retro Jordans.
Gotta love the shoe game this league brings. Williams makes 1 of 2, so this game is tied yet again. Just over 50 to go.
He's got a nice
Levette with 5 fouls, takes it right at McCoy. McCoy swats that out of bounds. Singleton drives. Great acrobatic layup, and he gets it to fall.
Helped up by his backcourt mate, Anthony Anderson. But these two guys are having themselves a game.
They've combined for 54 points. McCoy. Johnson. Under 10. Johnson pumps. Fade away. Short.
Got to get back now.
Herring Jr. out and running. Now Singleton. Levette takes it right at the hoop. Foul on McCoy. That's his 5th. Levette at the line. He misses. Levette, this is his first free throw attempts.
Well, that's 9 free throw misses so far for the Mill Rats, which is uncharacteristic of them. They lead the league 78% as a team, which is a great number.
Now a 3-point game. 93-90. Lewis for the tie, no good. Rebound Levette. Singleton was screaming for that one as he had an open look. Blackburn gets it to Singleton. Singleton has the lane, kicks. Herring Jr. didn't want to take it. Levette will. He can't knock it down. Lewis with the rebound. He's got 9 boards.
Well, if you're Mississauga,
he's looking at a triple-double. Harris, Lewis picks up that loose ball. To Johnson, open 3, off. Passes right to Lewis, we'll say. Up top to Williams Jr. Harris for 3. No! Rims out, rebound Anderson.
Well, Mississauga looking for the home run ball here.
No charge call. Harris on the ground, knocks the pass away. Just 3 minutes to go. Harris takes it. Offensive foul, and that looked like it right away.
Absolutely. You know, Bo Harris got back to his olden Bo Harris days, just putting his head down and making a path. Good defense there from Singleton. As McCoy looks to be a little bit tired, he'll come out of the game.
Coach Joseph going small, bringing in
Absolutely.
Greg Williams, and he wants shooters on the floor.
Well, you're down 3 with 3 minutes to go. This is gut check time. You got to box out on every possession. It's not like St. John does a great job on the offensive glass, so you can afford to go small here if you're Mississauga. But that doesn't mean you can't just let the rebound come to you. You got to go after it. You got to box out, go after it.
What do you think of the defense that the Power have employed this second half, where it's pretty much 4-on-4, where Johnson just locks on to Anthony Anderson, almost shadowing him?
Well, he's
and
done
been
a great
playing
job.
incredibly well. Although right there, right on cue, he gets away and gets a bucket.
Every time you mention his name, Jeremy, he puts one in. I mean, you guys are connected right now.
Johnson. Down 5 to Williams. Tough turnaround, Jay. Can't get it to fall, but he will step to the line to get points while the clock is stopped.
Well, Mississauga needed that. They need points here. Down 5. Best to get them when the clock's not moving.
Williams, we haven't seen him at the free throw line much. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Makes that 3 for 3.
Having himself a nice debut. He's got 9 points here in just 12 minutes.
He knocks down both of those, and
It's my
3-point
mistake.
game. He's now got 17.
17 points. I was reading the wrong stats.
Johnson calls for a foul. That's going to be his third.
Good news is I'm still breathing, Jeremy, so there's that.
That's always a positive, yes.
95, 92, 2:11 to go. It's not the guy you want at the free throw line. Anthony Anderson, although he's only 4 for 7 today, makes the first. Somebody open a window, Jeremy? It's freezing in here.
Anthony Anderson. He knocks them both down. Milrat's so confident they don't send anyone to the line to contest.
There's no time in between his free throws either. Anthony Anderson just gets the ball, buries it. Gets the next one, buries it.
97-92, 2 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Williams take. Levette with the rebound. This one's slowly starting to slip away. Herring Jr. fouled as he took it right at the rim.
Well, it's now a 5-point game, 150. There's lots of time here, but you're right. Mississauga settling for jumpers, coming a little bit short on the offensive end, and then not getting back on defense. It's leading to transition points here. Singleton, 26 before this free throw. Now 27. That's 61 points between Anderson and Singleton, the backcourt mate. Sorry, that's Herring Jr. at the line.
He knocks them both down. Timeout, Mississauga down 7. 99-92, 150 left to go. Taking it to the Lightning, 84-67. Dwight McCombs has 11 so far in his debut. But the Power are worried about them here. Down 7, 99-92. They have the ball. Trying to make a quick run here to get this game knotted up. Williams, guarded by Anthony Anderson. Harris, fouled by Blackburn. Blackburn's got 4. And if the Power can keep stretching this game and draw fouls, Milrats are going to be in a lot of foul trouble.
Absolutely, and Morgan Lewis did such a great job last week at the free throw line. And Bo Harris now will step to the line anytime you get a chance to stop the clock, put points on the board when you're down. It's a good thing. Bo Harris does just that.
Harris knocks down his first. Trying to close the gap. Power within 5, 1:36 to go. Inbound to Singleton. Singleton guarded by Williams. Williams trying to slow him up and fouls him, and that was a curious decision.
Yeah, unnecessary from Williams there. You don't need that, putting them at the line. Especially Singleton, who's got 26, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Slowly but surely, as this game comes to a close, the Milrats' free throw percentage is going up every time they get to the line there. Now 27 for 36. It's a lot of free throws, 36 attempts. Well, this game has had very little flow, except in that third quarter there.
Singleton makes them both. 101-94. Johnson crosses half court. Gets around Anderson. Almost turns it over. Blackburn wasn't quite ready for it, but he knocks it out of bounds. Harris will be on the inbound. 16 on the shot clock. Trying to find Johnson. Now gets it to him. It looks like he wants a 3, and now he takes it. Can't hit it. Rebound, Herring Jr. Guarded by Lewis. Lewis trying to stop him. Coach Joseph calling for no foul. Herring. Blackburn. Pumps. Rebound, Johnson. He's out and running. Headman's to Lewis. Lewis almost wasn't ready for it. Back to Johnson. Swings. Williams, 3. No.
Kirk Williams Jr. just mistimed the jump there. Could add an offensive rebound. Tough luck here for Mississauga. They've just gone cold here in the fourth. Can't make a shot all of a sudden.
The Power, they had a chance. They were close. winning after the first, losing after the second, but only 3, and then tied after the third, and this fourth has just not gone the way they wanted it to.
Well, it was 85-85, and since then, that's 17 points to Mississauga's 9 here down the stretch as Singleton just continues to pad his stats now. He's got 30.
64 points between him and Anderson.
Well, they're both under 6 feet tall. I mean, just great games from those two guys.
Great find there by Johnson as he dishes to Lewis under the basket. And Singleton's going to try and run this one out as he had a clear lane for the basket. Now, when you have a clear lane like that,
you got to put the points up.
Exactly.
I don't know. You're not going to miss that layup. Put the points up. Put the pressure on them. This time, there's a little bit more pressure on you having to make free throws, but I never understood that. Points is more, important at that point. More separation.
Singleton, he's got 31 now. 26 seconds left, and a game that was so close, it looks like the Power are going to lose by 10. As they are now down to 106.
Taking shots with defenders draped all over him. I know Alex Johnson was shadowing him here in the fourth quarter, but they were doing a decent job on him in the first and second quarters as well.
Lewis knocks down the 3. He's got 22.
On 10 rebounds, 8 assists. This is 3 games in a row now for Morgan Lewis. Just been outstanding.
Johnson fouls Dane Smith. Smith will step to the line, and 105-99, 20 seconds left.
Well, he hasn't played much this game. I mean, stranger things have happened. He's cold. Maybe he misses a free throw. Maybe he misses 2. Go down, make a 3, and it's all of a sudden a one-possession game.
He does miss the first.
Making me look good, Jeremy. Making me look good.
We have looked great tonight.
Well, you have. At one point, I think my mic was off.
Smith, his second attempt, he makes that 6-7 point game. 106-99. Foul, so Johnson will be at the line, and it's a silly foul there for the Millers.
That's completely unnecessary. The coach is in disbelief. I'm shocked. You're crying. I'm just kidding. You're not. Completely unnecessary. 1 second came off the clock.
Johnson makes his first. Now here, are you just trying to hit this free throw, or do you think about the potential miss?
That's a tough call. I think you try to make this one.
And he does. 106-101. Harris fouls Blackburn. So 17.4 seconds left. 5-point game.
Well, Blackburn has made 8 of 10 here today, so not necessarily the guy you want to foul. Singleton, 15 of 16 from the free throw line. Anderson, 6 of 9. But like we said, stranger things have happened in basketball games.
Morgan Lewis pleading with Blackburn to miss that free throw offering. 6-point game. If he misses this, it gets slightly interesting. He makes them both.
Nothing but the bottom of the net for both of them. I don't even think he touched the...
Johnson. Williams Jr. for 3. Yes! 4-point game.
Try to get a steal. Nope.
Lewis fouls Singleton. So this is going to be an interesting 9 seconds. It'll be back and forth, but...
Not that you have the choice, but he's not the guy you want to foul. 15 of 16 here today. Good enough for 32 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
Morgan Lewis fouls out. In a case of desperation, it was his only option.
22 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists.
Nice night for Morgan Lewis.
And the reigning player of the week has a seat.
Singleton, as someone just said in the stands, he doesn't miss. He's 16 for 17. Looking to make it 17 of 18. He doesn't, though. He misses. Williams Jr. out and running. Williams for three.
Oh, he was open. He had it. He had the first shot, hesitated. But valiant effort here for Mississauga, but just falling a little bit short.
109-104. Power fall to the Mill Rats here at the Hershey Center.